Yo, what is up, guys? It's me, Eve, again here, and today we're gonna talk about fragments. Which character should you actually use your fragments on? We'll just do some small review on the characters. Here on the phase 3, you can actually get those fragments, and a lot of them, and you can choose one of the 4 characters that is given here, and whatever you choose, it's not gonna be bad. All of those characters are actually decent, but some are even stronger than decent, but some are still decent, and we're gonna talk about all of them in this video. First of all, Hinami doesn't need introduction, universal character. There's a video coming in about review of her and Itori, so I'm not gonna really talk about them too much, but best healer in the game, heals and does a very big amount of damage, very versatile, every mode, any team, she's good. Insanely strong in every mode in the game, literally. Every mode in the game, she can work. Itori, character for a strafe team, so paired up with someone like Ayato, insanely strong, maybe not so versatile because of that. She only works in a strafe team. If you're picking her not for the strafe team, I don't know what you are doing. Paired up with Uta, again, she basically makes Ayato being 3-star all the time. It's insane, as well as buffing him so much that it's gone crazy. If you're pay-to-win player and you have Arma, she's very strong of a team player for you, as well as you could, for example, you can make all of your team around Ayato's damage. For example, you can make Uta, Helcher, Centipede Kaneki, and Ayato, so they all just buff Ayato there, as well as, for example, Centipede Kaneki can do single target damage himself and put his collapse on them as well. So insanity there as well for a strafe team. But probably you'll not use Helcher for autos or modes like Chain Campaign or any like team-based setups, because she's gonna be used only in like RTA, arenas, and all of that stuff. Yomo, let's see what he does. Effective also in the backup state, increases allied speed characters max HP by 15%. So he's a speed character, gonna work very good with someone like Kaneki here, Noro, Kaya as well, not a bad pick. Uta, maybe not so much for him, but still he's gonna work with her. Ayumu, not a bad pick as well there, and other maybe future blue characters. If I'm not wrong, maybe I'm wrong, so I'm not gonna say that. As well as also in the backup state, all allied characters attack related stats increase by 10%. So a buffer for your attack. Maybe again he can work. Because here it's all of the characters, as you see, so you can put him in a backup state and use him with your setup for Ayato here with Itori, Uta, and Centipede. Again, very good pick as well. Maybe if you want to use for sample setup for Noro and Kaneki in a backup state, insanely strong here as well. So very strong and solid pick if you want to. Applies grants 10% energy, applying weak, not bad. Effective also in a backup state. Before an enemy character casts a skill, reduce all their stats by 3% for the remainder of the turn. The effect sucks. So again, he's a backup character, and that's very strong, because the only character that we currently use for a backup is Naki, and this guy in the backup will be insanity as well. Very good character to put in a team with Noro and Kaneki. Again, they're gonna work there perfectly. and gonna work in every mode that you'll probably use because, for example, Carnival Arena, backup for Noro and Kaneki in one team. This guy is insanity. Granting power burst increased damage dealt by 10% for one turn. Again, insanely good for him, but maybe not for everyone else. But still, you're probably not gonna use this one as much as this one too. But his first star and third star, very strong, very good for backups and in pretty much any mode. Next one we have the Hinami's mom. Again, she's also a very solid character, reduces damage taken by 20% for 2 turns and applies Aegi's stance. Aegi's redirects 50% of damage. So if someone else takes damage, she will take that damage for her, the 50% of that damage. By ally to the Aegis affected character, when there are more than one Aegis effects, only the most recent applied one counts. Okay, so she's a strong character that can actually be maybe not so versatile, but a very niche character that you will use in some cases, some bosses, maybe even some modes. We definitely need to see how she will proceed with her stuff, but she's not a bad character, so don't sleep on her either. She's a strong character there as well. When your turn ends, deal damage equal to 100% of attack to a random enemy if you've triggered Aegis in the last turn, or if you are the only survived member of your team. Effective also in the backup state, increase attack related stats of your Anteku characters by 15% and a life steal by 10% and increase damage by 20% when HP is above 80%. So again, this backup state, very strong, seems like a very good for Anteku characters. So maybe an old team up would be great here for her as well. As well as here, she's just basically using Uta's passive to do damage when she applies the Aegis first, obviously, don't forget about that. Backup state, restrains 1 HP when your Anteku character receives crit damage for the first time. Retains 1 HP when your Anteku character. Again, Anteku team up here, best for her. Probably the team that you want to go for if you want to actually use her to her fullest potential, and if you have her on 3 stars. Defense here reduction, increased defense, as well as heals for 10% when weak, and power burst. Again, strong. I think she's very solid character as well. So maybe don't sleep on her. Yomo and Ryoko, even though they seem like the characters that you don't really want to get from those two, but still, they're very solid characters. Even if you're not gonna go for Hinami or Helcher, maybe if you have their copies already, those characters are insanely good as well. So don't forget about them. But let's see how it's going in a strafe ranking. Uta is back here again. But Yomo and Helcher both, and Hinami's mom as well, they're all of them in the SS tier, and I think that's deserved. It's actually deserved. They're very good characters. So again, it all depends on how you want to play the game. You pick whatever you want to, depending on your style of game. For example, if you like PvE more, then maybe you should consider getting Hinami and someone like Yomo more than Helcher. But if you're preferring PvP, then Helcher is gonna be your main focus, as well as maybe Yomo there's a secondary one, because still he's in a backup state. He can buff characters like Noro and Kaneki, and sometimes you're gonna be the one who are using them. So other than this, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and Merry Christmas, obviously, for everyone celebrating Christmas. In my country, we don't really celebrate Christmas, but still, hoping you have a great Christmas. You get your gifts because you were nice this year. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.